Yo, what's good everybody, it's your girlfriend Vanilla here, and today I'm going to be learning 1 hour of pole metas in Geoguessr. So, let's see how I do, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Alright, we're starting on a beginner map, so I think a lot of these metas will be pole metas to help you identify the country, and then the second map that I'm going to be playing is pole metas, I think for like, region guessing within specific countries, so hopefully this first map I do a lot better at. And first off, we have this round pole, which I do not recognize if I'm being honest, but there are 5 hooks from what I can see. Maybe there's a 6th one just like, kind of like over there in the distance that I can't see because of the angle. We got double antenna out of the back of the car, but I think that's just like the glitch, right? Double antenna is interesting. Okay, vibes-wise, it's like red houses, kind of tannish walls. What am I thinking here? I don't know. I don't recognize this pole, but round pole and this vibe, like it feels like somewhere here ever. So maybe I'll go like Greece because I'm kind of like hedging for Bulgaria and Turkey too. Okay, it was Bulgaria, so I forgot or didn't know that meta, but is Bulgaria small alternating hook. So most poles in Bulgaria have small alternating hook shaped insulators, which can also be found in other countries, mostly on wooden poles like Latvia, North Macedonia, and a few others. However, if you see them on a concrete pole, you're most likely in Bulgaria. Try using other clues to confirm. And then most on wooden poles. Okay. Cool. We have the double bar at the top, which this one I don't know either. I thought this would be hopefully a lot easier, but yeah, I haven't like specifically studied a lot of like pole top meta. So double horizontal bar, the vibe, there's like a mountain, there's like a house with like, the roof tiles and stuff. Can't see the sun too well. There's a big blur on the car. Okay. What am I thinking here? It's not alternating hooks, right? We just had that. This is something else, but I feel like it's a similar area. So we do a little like Turkey guess maybe? Okay, it was Greece, so close. I guess like I could have just like went in Greece like I went before, but like it did feel like a similar area. But Greek lamps, so poles in Greece are usually wooden and often will have this lamp with round shade above the light bulb. You can sometimes find similar lamps in Serbia, North Macedonia, and use other clues to confirm. Use other clues to confirm it's Greece. Okay. Wooden pole with a thing on top. Let's look at the actual pole and not the row lines and everything. So round concrete pole, we've got the 1 bar and then another bar on top with only one side, and we've got kind of like the insulator things like hanging down from all of them. I think it's Argentina, like an Argentinian pole ever. Yeah, and I think this like ladder style pole, this is what I think of more when I think of Argentina. Maybe if it was just this, it'd be a little bit more difficult to tell, but pretty sure it's Arg from this, so let's go in Arg like here. Okay, we were in Argentina, so I'll take that. The region guess could use some work, but Argentina is not one of my strongest countries, so that is okay. Double concrete pole. So this double rounded concrete pole connected by a concrete ring is almost exclusive to Argentina. Similar ones can occasionally be found in Bolivia, but the landscape will be vastly different. Okay. We are looking for the pole. Okay, this is a holey pole. So that makes me think like what? Hungary, row, Poland? Does the hole go all the way to the bottom? It's a little bit hard to tell because there's kind of a bush right in front of it. So the angle is not the best for being able to tell if it does go all the way to the bottom. I think if I had to guess, it's Romania, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's go row and we'll see where we are. Okay, cool. This was a Romania holey pole. So concrete holey poles with wide holes and usually painted white at the bottom are common in Romania. Okay, the painted white at the bottom I need to remember. They're similar to poles in Poland and Hungary, but Polish poles have smaller holes that don't go all the way to the bottom or top, and Hungarian poles typically have smaller holes as well. Okay, so Romania's got white on the bottom. Poland's does not go all the way to the bottom, and then the Hungary poles have like kind of smaller holes. Okay, so maybe like smaller, they mean like small, like the tall, yeah, height wise. Okay, not like width wise. This is a similar location to what we had before. We see this ladder style, kind of like, not like ladder, I don't know. There's like, you know, like different steps, because I think ladder pole means something else. Like more like Spain or France, but you know, I don't know the exact verbiage, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Argentina because we had a similar round to this already. But we are in somewhere more deserty, so maybe let's go in like La Pampa. Okay, we were in the right country, so I'll take that. It was a double concrete pole again. The double rounded concrete pole connected by a concrete ring is almost exclusive to Argentina. Okay. All right, well, we got 17K, not bad. I'm gonna play this beginner map a couple more times and see how I do, and then we'll move on to the more advanced map. Okay, look for the pole. It is round and concrete. Okay, and this one's a little bit like wibbly wobbly. It feels like kind of just like a piece of wood, maybe. I'm trying to avoid looking at other things till I get a good idea of the country just from looking at the poles, but yeah, I don't like recognize it based off just like the rounded pole here, or like the insulator hooks or anything, but we do have yellow outer lines, and we do have white dash middle, white arrow and red chevron, mountains in the back, diamonds on the side of the road. It does feel like left side driving, right? So is it, what is it like? Why are we driving in the middle of the road? Like, we are actually just like over the middle line right now, which is a little confusing to me, but I think my left side, like, it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna go like near Lesotho here, but like in Za. Okay, we'll take it. We were in South Africa. I was probably like not a good region guess, but South Africa bird pole. So the most common type of pole in South Africa features 1 to 5 horizontal bars with thin white insulators that resemble rows of birds, which is why they're referred to as bird poles in the community. Okay, bird pole, South Africa bird pole. I did kind of see like the white things on top. We are looking for these like poles that are kind of just like, it feels like pieces of wood and are a little bit squiggly. I want to say maybe I'm thinking Bolivia ever because of that. I think this is what I've learned at some point, but I don't have it like committed to memory, or I'm like not confident in it at least. Does the landscape ever match Bolivia? I mean, right side driving, yellow middle lines. I feel like it could be, so let's go Bolivia because it's kind of like the first thought I had. Okay, cool. This was a Bolivian pole, so I'm happy to even get that, even though it wasn't the best region guess. Bolivia, curvy pole. So many wooden utility poles, particularly in the eastern parts of Bolivia, are noticeably curvy and appear to be made from locally sourced tree trunks. Okay. This pole top is kind of like a square, so a square attached to the pole. And the pole has a bunch of like holes in it down the side. The tape on the pole goes all the way to the bottom, so I think I'm thinking Taiwan here, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see. Okay, we have the flag, so pretty confident that it's Taiwan now. But what can we notice about the pole so I could recognize it even if I didn't see the flag? We've got the square shape, which I don't know if that's on every single pole in Taiwan, but it is on this one. And then tape all the way to the bottom. I think those are the most remarkable things about the poles. So I'll go near Hsinchu. Okay, I'll take it. We were in Taiwan, so pole markings. So black and yellow diagonal stripes on poles are common. You might confuse them with South Korea's, but in Taiwan, they're usually longer, extend all the way to the bottom of the pole, and have an orange tint to them. Okay. We are looking at the pole. The pole has a red and white sticker on it. So it's a black pole with a red and white sticker. This tells me it's Indonesia. Where in Indonesia is less certain because, again, I struggle with Indonesia region guessing, but we do have the one-sided pole support under the horizontal bar, which, what does that tell me? It tells me something, but then again, I don't know specifically what it tells me, so I guess I'll just go near Bandung. Okay, we're actually in the Nusa, like, right country, so we'll take that for sure. But yeah, I guess that was a Nusa pole top. I keep confusing like my Nusa pole tops with other Indonesia pole tops, so maybe I will know after this video, after I learn in the more advanced map. We got the right country, so we'll take it with a red and white paint on the pole. Okay, so this is one of the Hungary, Romania, Poland poles, but does it have the white paint on the bottom? It does not. Okay, and the hole, it doesn't technically go all the way to the bottom, right? Because there's like another bar here. Like I think when they mean all the way to the bottom, it's like one hole that's like, you can't see like another bar right above the ground, I'm pretty sure. So I think just based on that, I want to go Hungary because I feel like it's not the Poland pole, but I'm not sure. Okay, cool. It was a Hungary holey pole. So concrete holey poles with medium-sized holes going all the way to the bottom are common. They are similar to those in Poland and Romania, but Polish poles have holes that don't go all the way to the top or bottom. Okay, and we know the Romania ones. All right, 18,000, not bad. Let's keep going. Okay, well, I'm going to ignore the .es over here, but we're going to look at the pole. So we've got this pole with kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a fancy like stained glass window shaped like holes in the pole. I guess this is not like the typical pole I would think of when I think of this country. There's a lot of holes at the top and a bunch of wires, but can we look around and see any other angles of the poles? Okay, we can kind of see the same, similar, like, you know, rounded shape in the ladders of the poles. But we are going to go Spain here because it says .es off the start, and then also because of the pole. So let's go near Albacete. Okay, I'll take it. This was a Spain ladder pole. So in Spain, these concrete ladder poles can be found amongst other types. They're called ladder poles because of its similarity to the steps of the ladder. Note, France can have the same poles, so try using landscaper language to tell them apart. Okay, and I think this is what I think of on the right when I think more of like a Spain or France pole. Usually I feel like the like little inserts are more like rectangular, and the one that I saw was like very rounded, so that's why I was a little bit confused. But I know they can have multiple pole types, so good to know that and refresh that. We are looking at this concrete pole. Okay, there's like one ladder bar there, and then there's a bunch of like smaller holes all the way to the top, and a horizontal like pair of bars at the top of the pole. We got a square lamp hanging out like this. Do I know what country it is just off the pole? No. So I'm gonna use my other clues and try to look around. Okay. Looking at the plates, looking at the houses. Why do I have many ideas here? Short plate? Question mark? Yeah, it does feel like, I want to say it feels like Chile. I'm like not good at Chile, so I'm like really unconfident here. Okay, well I do see a flag, and I'm pretty sure that's a Chile flag, so let's stick with that. I feel like we're pretty far south within Chile. Like, I almost want to say like down here, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's go in like Punta Arenas and we'll see where we are. I think we are in Chile though. Okay, that's fine. We were a lot further north, but this was a Chile pole. So Chile uses square concrete poles with an indent on both sides. They're somewhat similar to Brazilian poles, however, have fewer horizontal supports in the indent. The upper part typically has small pinholes. Okay, and this is what it looks like, the whole pole, and then like the bottom part of the pole. And don't mix it up with the Brazilian poles. Okay, I think the Brazilian ones look distinct to me, but I'm not sure entirely why. Okay. Well, there are alternating supports on this pole, but they're like horizontal bars, not like alternating hooks, which I feel like I know what the alternating hooks would be, but the alternating like horizontal like small bars I'm unsure of. So this is definitely like, I feel like unique, but I don't know it. We have white outer lines, white dash middle. I feel like it feels like Europe ever. The rusted guardrail, I feel like I learned it like, or I learned some meta or something that was like rusted guardrails are in North Macedonia, so I kind of want to go there. But I don't even know if like this makes sense like landscape wise, but I'll go with it and we'll learn where the poles are. Okay, was Bulgaria? Okay, so I guess just like the horizontal like support bars can like look different like from location to location in Bulgaria, but like I did notice it was alternating, but I didn't think it like looked the same as like what I remembered from before. This style pole top featuring 3 large alternating insulators shaped like upward facing hooks is a good clue for Bulgaria. This pole top is likely unique to the country. Okay. We just have a round pole. Like, she's just so round. Hook. Okay, so 5 alternating hooks. I think it's Bulgaria again. No, didn't like we just had the alternating hooks. Okay, yeah, it was Bulgaria, so really trying to drill on that Bulgaria hook pull top knowledge, but it does definitely help to have them like multiple times in a row, so we don't need to read that again because I just read it 2 seconds ago. Let's look for the pull top and look at nothing else. Okay, squiggly pull makes me think Bolivia. Let me check my other clues to see if my hypothesis is correct. We've got the dashed middle lines, which change from white to yellow, which is confusing me because why would that change in the middle of the road? We got not really any outer lines. We're driving on the right. Vegetation-wise, I think this could check out for Bolivia, so I will go with it. Let's go near Santa Cruz de la Sierra. Okay, cool. It was a Bolivian curvy pull, like I said before. Wooden utility pulls look curvy, sourced from local tree trunks. Okay. I'm going to play this beginner map one more time and then we'll move on to the advanced poll map so we can learn more like specific region guessing and stuff within countries, but I do want to get this one again because I think I got Bulgaria a couple of times, so I know that there's other countries I haven't gotten yet that would appear in this map. Okay, so polls with the white paint on the bottom are Romania. Perfect, okay, Romanian holy pole. Poles with black sticker on it and round are Malaysia. Now, do I know what part of Malaysia? Not particularly, so we'll go near Kuala Lumpur. Okay, a lot further south, but still the right country, so we'll take it, but it is a new one as for this video. So, Malaysia black stickers. So, electricity poles in mainland Malaysia often have black stickers on them, which can have different designs that are always black with white text and sometimes in other elements. These stickers are quite distinct, so if it looks like you're in Southeast Asia, it's worth checking the polls for them. Okay. We're zoomed into this, which I'm like, I don't know just from like the pole stickers, but it is a concrete pole. And there is like a lamp hanging out with the arm. Can't read that sign. Okay, we have, why does it feel like an Australian bollard, but it's not an Australian bollard. Ever? Left side driving, okay. Why am I all of a sudden confused here? Okay, so Palm City. Is this a black sticker on the pole? Like, I feel like I'm gonna get the country wrong here. Like, I want to say this reminds me of like an Australian bollard, but I feel like this is just like a one-off bollard. I think, I don't know, is that ever like a black sticker on that pole? Like, is it Malaysia ever? I feel like this is like a really weird, like, yeah, this can't be Australia. I mean, like, look at the houses. This is not, it's not giving. And then we have the license plate too, the blurred with the black and white, so I think that leans me more towards Malaysia. And like Indonesia anyway, so I'll go in mainland Malaysia. Okay, cool. We were in Malaysia and it was the black sticker thing with the electricity poles in mainland Malaysia, but I do think that the black stickers can appear in not mainland Malaysia too, like they can appear in Sabah and Sarawak as well, but I think that's pretty recent. Okay, this is like a ladder style pole, so this is kind of like more typically what I think of when I would think of Spain. So I do think this is Spain. I mean, it could be Spain or France, I think, technically from the pole type, but we have language here, which makes me lean Spain. And then, of course, we have kind of like the more reddish architecture, which leans me more towards Spain if it's between Spain and France. And then it is hard to tell here because the sign is kind of far away, but I can tell that there's 8 lines on this crosswalk sign here, like under where the little person is walking. And I think 8 lines is unique to Spain. So that combined with like the pole type, combined with the language, should lean you towards Spain and region guessing within Spain. Let's go near Zaragoza. Okay, it was Spain, so not the greatest region guess because I was near Zaragoza and it was closer to Puebla de Don Rodrigo, but that is okay. Spain ladder pole, like I noted before, similar to France, but we use our other clues. Okay, so we have a pole top with 3 insulators at the top and 1 horizontal bar. And then we have holes on the bottom of the pole, but they don't go all the way to the bottom. I want to say this is Vietnam, question mark. I don't know. I don't like recognize the pole, but I feel like something like it definitely feels like Southeast Asia, right? Holes in the pole, and we're driving on the left, so it's not like Philly or something. Like the black and white stripes under it though. Is it? Where is it? I think I'm gonna go Vietnam. I don't know here though. Okay, well, clearly I do not know my Sri Lankan poles, but Sri Lankan pole. So Sri Lanka typically uses concrete utility poles. Two pole types are common and distinctive. Square poles with small pinholes in the sides. These pinholes are limited to the top part of the pole. Poles with large see-through holes in the lower half of the pole. Holey poles. These poles are unique to Sri Lanka. They also commonly have these three big insulators on top of the pole, shown in the second image. Okay, yeah, I definitely did not know that was a Sri Lankan pole there. I mean, I don't even know, I saw all the other, things in the area and I couldn't tell Sri Lanka, but that's, a gap in my knowledge, and that's something I'll have to learn to get better at poles, so let's move on to the second map. All right, next up we have a learnable map of all poles, and this one's, more advanced. It's got, a lot more region guessing, so let's see how I do. Okay, I can kind of tell from just, where we are, what country we're in, but we're going to focus on the poles for now. So we have, a wooden pole with a horizontal bar, 3 coils up top, and then I don't know, it feels a little bit diagonal, this one bar right here. I don't know if that is the thing, or if it's the lamp head kind of sticking all the way far out, because that's a little bit weird. I feel it's really far out from the post to be hanging out, but we're driving on the left. We've got a lot of trees. I think this is Australia for sure. I'm saying for sure with a question mark, I'm 100% sure, but I'm clearly not. But yeah, I think it is Australia. It's not South Australia, right? Because then it would be Stobie Pole, which I know. I want to say it's maybe NSW, so I'll go near Sydney. Oh, I didn't even look at the stickers on the pole. Okay, so this was the Australia blue square. So Melbourne poles commonly feature these white rectangular stickers with a smaller blue square inside of it. Okay, I do know the Melbourne blue sticker, but I just didn't look for it. So I should definitely look for the whole of the pole, the entirety of the pole. I don't know how to say that. We have a pole here, which has kind of a concrete block in it. It's kind of wider at the bottom, and then it goes skinnier at the top, and then there's 2 horizontal supports. We're driving on the left clearly. I think it's New Zealand, just from the pole type, right? And then the left side driving and everything. Is it Australia ever? Well, there's a possum guard here, but I don't know. No, where that feels more yeah, that definitely feels more New Zealand language. Okay, I was considering Australia for a second, but yeah. Pretty sure we're here in New Zealand, and what island do I think we're on? I think it's North Island. We're gonna go near Wanganui. Okay, no, we're actually a little bit further northeast. We got the right country, but we're closer to Wairoa. So New Zealand yellow tag. So a yellow tag, similar in appearance to a cow tag, is found on most poles in Gisborne, and Gisborne is, I think, this northern area up here. It is also found in a few spots on the South Island, as well as all over the border in northern Hawke's Bay. Okay, yellow tag, cow tag, northeast of New Zealand. We are looking at this pole here. It kind of feels oh, it's the birds. It's the bird pole with the one singular support to the side, under the one arm. Bird pole, I think, in the last map, it was just a meta for all of South Africa, but I don't know if it was a specific region. I feel we're probably somewhere close to the middle just because of how the vegetation looks but I'm no expert at South Africa. So let's go here and we'll see where the region is. Okay, so I think bird poles can exist in Namibia and South Africa. I swear it was South Africa bird pole before, but maybe it wasn't, or maybe it's in both. I don't know, but regardless, this one is a Namibia bird pole, so it features mostly 1 horizontal bars with thin white insulators that resemble rows of birds, which is why they're referred to as bird poles in the community. Okay, look just at the pole. Okay, there is a wide to thin pole with the kind of possum guard thing, the white paint at the bottom. At the top, we have a bar and 3 insulators and 1 support on each side. I think it's New Zealand from the poll, but let me check around to make sure or make myself more confident. Well, that says .nz, so I feel pretty confident now. Am I still 100%? Maybe. Maybe not. We have a lot of fences over here. I feel like this is going to be... Oh, let me look at if there's a cow tag. Is there a cow tag on the poll? Because that was like the last like specific meta for New Zealand, right? This is not the cow tag poll, but it is something else. So let me not go up here. I think I want to go near Christchurch. Okay, nope, we were all the way closer to Auckland. So this was the New Zealand yellow warning sticker, a warning sticker attached to the poles, which is a yellow danger triangle between two white rectangles found in Hawke's Bay from Lake Taupo to Lake Rotorua in northern Waikato and south of Auckland City. Okay, so all the locations in the North Island. We are just looking at the pole here. There are 3 coils on the top. They kind of look like this, like, I don't know if it's called like rotini pasta or whatever, but like, you know, like very like circly like that. That's what these ones look like. This is like a rusted pole. There is kind of just similar poles all around. So I guess what we're just like looking at here is maybe like the specific like pole top and then like the rusted pole. I don't know if like either one of those or both of those are like the unique pole top metas here, but I do know we're in Brazil, and not just like particularly from the pole, but because, you know, the driving, the signs, and then like the black back of the sign, like that's just very like Brazil. And then of course over here we have the sign that says MT-208, and this is a perfect example of like being able to zoom into the map and look at those like kind of 2-letter codes. So MT, if you look, is matching to this region in Brazil right here, which is Mato Grosso, but you can always like zoom out and kind of scan for the 2-letter codes if you see it. Sometimes there's a generic like VR like Brazil one like route marker, but MT will just plonk it in the middle. All right, perfect. And even a good region guess within Brazil, but this was a Brazil insulators long gray. So long gray insulators, not including when they are horizontal, are most commonly found in Para, Mato Grosso, Tocantins, Bahia, Mato Grosso do Sul, Paraná, and Santa Catarina. They are found rarely in Maranhão, Rio Grande do Norte, Alagoas, Sergipe, Rondônia, and Rio Grande do Sul. Other states have between 0 and 5%. Okay. That is kind of like a lot of Brazil though, so like I guess like while helpful to be able to recognize it, I don't know if it particularly like helped me narrow down a region, but still good to know. Oh, okay, I got 18,000 even on like the more difficult map, which is kind of surprising to me. But let's keep going. Wow, we are just getting like a lot of like similar kind of like polls over and over again, but is that the most clear view of a poll that we have? I guess it's probably this one. So we have this pole here, and then it has, we can see like kind of like a bar there and here. So kind of giving like a little bit of like a ladder style pole. We have a horizontal bar at the top, and we have the 3 kind of like squiggly, like the orange. We have the 3 kind of squiggly like gray insulators there. I think this is just Brazil again, no? Like easy Brazil. Do I know what part of Brazil? No. Let me go near, I wanted to go in Ceará, but wouldn't I see like lamps or something? Let me go near, actually I'll just go there. Okay, well, clearly not a good region guess, but still the right country. So Brazil marker paint with street names. So utility poles in Paraná on intersections are sometimes painted with a street name. This can sometimes extend to Santa Catarina or Rio Grande do Sul if there are ladder poles in the city. Okay, I didn't know that was a Paraná thing. So paint with a street name, Paraná. Paint with the street name, Paraná. Ooh, okay, so we're driving on the right, but I'm gonna look at the pole first. This is like a really like red trunk tree pole, right? This is like really, really red. Pole top, I don't recognize. It kind of looks like a key going into the pole. Maybe this like yellow sticker is indicative of the state. I feel like, well, I'm saying state because I think it's the US here. Dead end, okay, and we see English around, so I don't feel too bad about this guess, but I do think that the trees are not giving, they're not giving US though, right? But like it says stop, so is it ever like nothing in the car, no like antennas or whatever, no roof racks? Speed limit 15. I want to say it's like, Is it? It's not US. It feels like, maybe I'll check Puerto Rico. Like, I don't know. Is like Hawaii ever? It definitely like, I don't know. I definitely don't know. So, okay, it was Hawaii. So, like, yeah, I was very far off there, clearly. So, United States yellow single sticker. So, in newer coverage of Hawaii, you will often see horizontal yellow stickers in the polls, which does check out because that's what we saw. That one I should be able to remember. I feel like the yellow sticker in the poll, Hawaii, new coverage. This is, I feel like because it's shit cam, it's India with this poll top, but I don't remember this poll top. The one poll top I do know in India is the one with like the A in it, but I don't think this one has the A. So what do I notice about the poll so I can memorize this poll once I see where it is? A little bit of like a ladder style, but not super. There's like a rusted shape here, but not with the A. So 3 coils on the top. Let's go in like Maharashtra. Okay, it was actually in what is it, Andhra Pradesh, I think. So India concrete 2 sections. So polls divided in 2 sections in a similar fashion to Brazilian polls are common in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Okay, 2 sections, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, because they're right next to each other. That I can hopefully remember. Ooh, okay, so we have a poll with like a little bit of like these like rounded circles like indented in it, almost kind of like a ladder style poll, but not exactly the same, I would say. At the top we have uneven insulators, so there's 2 on one side, 1 at the other, 1 horizontal bar. Do I know what country this is? Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so mountains in the back, are they snowy mountains ever? So, right back of the car. Is it Chile? I mean, that's like a very like American sign. And by American, I mean like North or South America, not necessarily like the US or whatever. I feel like the mountains are they giving Chile? It could be. Let's go near Puerto Montt, I guess. Okay. I'm proud I at least got the right country. Like, Chile poll, we'll definitely take that. Square concrete poles with indent in both sides, somewhat similar to Brazil poles. Okay. Let's look at the poles first. So, kind of just concrete, nothing like super distinctive about like the actual poles themselves. There are a lot of like hooks in the pole, but they kind of feel like they've fallen down. So I don't know if this is like the most super clear example of what a pole in this country should look like. A lot of coils on either side. There's these little like white things on the top, which kind of remind me of the bird poles, but we're not Namibia or South Africa ever. Ooh, that is, I think that means that the 1 orange stripe plus the alternating, is it alternating? Actually, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be an alternating pole. Ooh, and we got that Kurenai. I think Latvia, right? Or is it Lithuania? No, I think it's Lithuania. Yeah, because we can see a lot of places end in AI here. So let's go here. Perfect. I revised at the end, but that's also because I had other knowledge around, like not purely from the poll, like would I have gotten in Lithuania, but that's why you can combine your knowledge, especially in no move and moving. You don't just like see one thing and be like, oh, it's automatically correct if you're unsure, but you check out your other information that you have available. So Lithuania, concrete support beam. So Lithuanian poles are usually square and concrete and often feature a diagonal support beam. While most common in Lithuania, they are also found from time to time in Estonia and on rare occasions in Latvia. Okay. All right, 13,000, let's keep going. Okay, so, ooh. All right, so we have this kind of like angular pole, like it's not like hexagonal or like octagonal necessarily. There is like yellow paint on the bottom of it. We do have a black back of the car. This one's like rounded in concrete, so we do have like 2 different shapes. We've got kind of a more angular one and we've got kind of this like rounded one. I do like 80% think that we're in Uruguay, and it's not because of the pole tops or the poles at all. It's because of like the thick like white signpost under the stop sign here, and like maybe it's like the fence spam and also like the Gen 3 in the black back of the car. But good to know what the poles look like in combination with other information I have, so I can further confirm that I'm in Uruguay if I'm correct here. Whoa, I was like right there next to the right town. Tala, wow, 44964. That I think is the best guess of the whole video so far. But Uruguay, flat metal sheet. So round poles with a pole top consisting of flat metal sheets. In addition, you might see some simple wooden poles with one insulator, as well as very rarely some Argentina style poles. Okay, so I was like pretty confident about Uruguay here, but not from the poles, but good to combine it with my other knowledge. Concrete pole with alternating pointing things I think is Argentina just from the pole, not looking at anything else, but white outer, white dash middle. Yeah, I don't hate the guess, right? I don't know what that bollard is. Is it Argentina ever? Fence. I feel like it could be Argentina. I think, yeah. Let's go further north, maybe like near Cordoba. Okay, not horrible. This was okay, so this is like what I mean by the more specific type of poles, like with like the typings. Okay, so gotta commit this to memory. C-type short cap. So short cap is where the vertical beam extends above the top horizontal bar, which is this thing right here, I think, and a distance less than distance. I think there's too many words in this sentence. Hold on. Above the top horizontal bar, a distance less than the distance between the other horizontal beams. Okay, I think they need to get rid of one of the less than the distance. I think that repeats twice. But it looks like it can be most commonly found in maybe like the Buenos Aires province, and then is up here in like Santa Fe, and up here maybe Chaco and Santiago del Estero. Okay. We're looking at the poles, try not to look at everything else. I guess this is the most clear pole. So rounded pole with like the hooks or the coils on one horizontal bar, two on the bottom bar, and then one kind of just hanging off the top. I think it's Uruguay, but then again, I saw other information at the start of the round, so I don't know if I would have gotten it solely from the pole. But we got this, like, you know, the middle lines with the yellow and white. We've got our classic fence spam, our Gen 3, our black back of the car. And then, of course, our lovely pole, which I definitely remembered just from that, so we'll go in Uruguay. Perfect. This was the Uruguay Trident pole top. Uruguay uses a handful of different utility poles. One very common and useful one are the so-called Trident poles, which get their name from their distinctive pole tops with 3 insulators that point upwards. Note, similar Trident poles can also be found in the neighboring Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul. Okay. Just looking at the pole here, kind of like rounded. I can't even tell, is that like concrete or metal? I think it's concrete, right? We've got one like lamp hanging off like the middle of the pole with a kind of like a square shape of like the area with like the light. We've got 5 hooks at the top, all on one side, so not alternating at all. And they're not even hooks, I guess they're more coils. Ooh, this one, okay. This one I think I recognize. I think this is like the Greek harp pole top, but I don't know specifically where in Greece that pole top is, but I think that is what it's called. And vegetation wise, yeah, I think this could be Greece just looking at everything else. So that plus this pole top in particular make me confident in Greece. I'm gonna go near Thessaloniki. Okay, we're actually just closer to Athens. So this was the Greece 5 vertical insulators pole. So many poles in Greece will have 5 vertical insulators. They can either be attached to the pole or the metal frames from the previous tip. From the previous tip? Top? I don't know what they mean by previous tip. Maybe it's like if I was reading all of these instead of just like looking at them in a map. Okay. We have a pole with like a trapezoidal shape at the top, but it's not the A-frame one. Is this the one that's like Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu ever? Let me check like the language and stuff around, I guess, because we're in a more city-like area, so we do have some. Okay, those letters look more like rounded, so I want to say maybe it looks more like Tamil Nadu to me. I'm gonna go here. But I'm combining my language looking knowledge with the pole knowledge, so let's see. Nope. Okay, this was incorrect. So, I mean, like, right country, but wrong region. This was a metal holey pole in India. Metal holey poles are common in Kerala, and Kerala is down here. Okay. So I didn't notice the metal holey pole, but I definitely should check it out. So I'm actually going to open up that round because let's see where it is. I mean, yeah, okay, these are definitely metal and holey. So yeah, that like checks out upon like further checking the round after, but I definitely didn't notice that in the moment. So good to learn now. Metal holey pole Kerala. So now I know 2 pole tops or pole metas for India. We got the A top in Madhya Pradesh, and then we've got the metal holey pole in Kerala. Okay, we have. Is this like a Chile pullover? No. I don't know. I can't tell like the shape of the pole because most of it's covered by grass, but it feels like a rounded shape, right? And then like 2 horizontal bars and 1 kind of like diagonal support on one side, so it is uneven. We do have the kind of like coils or whatever hanging down from the pole top, the first horizontal bar on one side, the opposite side where the arm support is. Okay. We are driving on the right. We have yellow road lines. We have a blue-ish bumpy front of the car. Why do I don't know this pole. There's like a sign up there. It's very far away, but I want to say maybe it looks like a Mexico sign. Is Mexico a shout here? Because I can't tell if these are like the octagonal poles because they're mostly covered by grass or like really far away. But this sign just feels like Mexico, and I feel like this car feels like it can be in Mexico too. I'm gonna go like near Tabasco. Okay, I will take it, honestly. We got the right country there. This was a Mexico suspended below pole meta. These concrete poles with insulators suspended below the crossbars are unique to the Yucatan Peninsula, which is over here. Let's see what it's actually saying. Insulators suspended below. So, okay, like they're like hanging down. Like, you know, they got the arms like that. Okay. Look just at the pole, nothing else. There is no visible tape from the angle of the pole I can see. There is 1 horizontal bar at the top with kind of like angled supports on both sides, 1 coil hanging off the top. It's giving like Southeast Asia, right? And because of like the oil palms, like initially I'm thinking Malaysia or Indonesia, but let's look around. Oh, this is just Thai holy pole. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I couldn't tell because this one was kind of far away, but there are a lot of holes in the poles, which I think this is only in Thailand ever for Southeast Asia. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, holy pole all the way up to the top. And we have a bunch of like oil palms too. So I want to say like maybe further south, I'll go near Trong. Okay, I will take it. This was a Thailand 1 insulator pole, so poles with only 1 insulator on the crossbar can be found from south on the peninsula from Ranong and Champon. Okay. Pole top. Okay, so, ooh, that's the rusted holy pole. That's Kerala. Yippee. Okay. So, recognize right away that was an India metal holy pole, common in Kerala. This one feels like it's going to be, like, locked in forever. Like, I got this, unlocked this, and the A-frame one, I think I definitely got for India. The other one, I'm kind of forgetting already, the trapezoidal one, but we'll have to get it multiple times to get it, like, cemented into memory. Wow. These are, like, really tall lampposts, but, like, what are the actual poles? They're kind of, like, rounded and concrete looking. That is a gigantic pole. Like, look how thick that is. Yeah. Okay. Why is that one so much bigger than all the others? Or maybe it's just the perspective, the distance, or something. Rounded concrete pole. Right side driving. Ooh, what is the color of the license plate? I think it's just the border that's throwing me off. Okay, kind of like yellowish houses with like reddish roofs. So, vibes-wise, I'm thinking like is it Greece ever? Like, it feels like a Greece, Bulgaria, Turkey, like somewhere around here. I'm gonna go Greece. It was Italy? Okay. Did not know that Italy trident pole tops, so good to know it now. The most common pole tops in Italy are tridents pole tops with a concrete or metal crossbar. There are several possible configurations of insulators. The 2 shown in the image are the most common ones. Okay, this thing at the top. I mean, like, I kind of got like a region guess from like everything else in there. Like a region guess, I'm saying like a region of the world, not within Italy, clearly. We were very close to San Marino though, so not the worst guess, not the best guess, of course. All right, just looking at this pole, rounded kind of concrete style pole. There's a little bit of white paint on the pole. There's like an A-frame, but it's not like the India A-frame pole because that one kind of like hangs down. This one's like pointed up. So an A is sitting on top of a horizontal bar. Do I know just from this pole top where we are? No. So let's look at the other clues and see if I can figure it out. Okay, this is definitely giving me Vietnam. I mean, now we actually have like the flag. So I'm like pretty like confirmed that we are Vietnam. We have these like roadside markers with like the red and white, which I think are pretty common there as well. And where do I think we are within Vietnam? I'm sure like this pole top could like tell me where we are, but I don't know it yet. I'm gonna go near Hanoi. Okay, we're a lot closer central, which I'm like low-key surprised by, but central A-top. So central A-top is where you can see an A standing on the crossbar. It can be centered or off to the side. It is almost exclusively found in central Vietnam. Okay, in central Vietnam, yeah, I was like way too far north for this round. So, all right, we got 19,000, not bad. I'm gonna play this map again and learn some more metas. Okay, we have poles that are like white painted halfway up and then kind of just concrete on the top, okay? But that is not the case for every pole where we are. Rounded concrete pole all the way up. Okay, so here's the thing. I think we're in Colo, and I'm just kind of saying that because of the yellow plates. So let me look around and see other clues. Yeah, we have a Colo cross in the back of the sign too, which is kind of this like thin white bar thing that appears in the back of the stop signs, and I think some other signs too, not just stop signs. I don't know if I would have gotten Colo just from the pole, like this like rounded pole, all the way going up to the top, but we'll take combining that with our other meta knowledge to help me like further be able to recognize Colo if it was like no move or no move can too. Okay, that was not a bad region guess. So this was Colombia pole paint. So Colombian poles are often marked with unique black and yellow or black and orange stripes, which I did not look at the pole stripe paint. So definitely should look out for that. We are looking at this pole with white paint on the bottom, and there's kind of like bars, and then there's like circle holes in the pole, which I don't know the circle holes in the pole thing. One horizontal bar at the top, and it is very, very long. So let's combine it with other clues because I'm not sure where. Okay, we're in Brazil, right? Because that is Portuguese and not Spanish. An 82 area code. 82987654332. Okay, so 8 is like a large region up here. I don't know specifically where 82 is, but I'll go near Fortaleza because I think that's probably going to be around the right area. A little bit further southeast, but we were in Brazil, so this was a Brazil insulators transparent. So transparent insulators are mostly in Alagoas in the northeast and Santa Catarina in the south. They can be rarely seen in Sergipe, Ceará, and Brasilia. And it's like these like, yeah, like these like clear insulators I see. They kind of remind me, I don't know if you guys like know like jellyfish, like it looks like a jellyfish to me. I don't know, maybe it's because of the transparent and roundness of it. But if I can remember that, jellyfish kind of looking clear insulators, a lot up here in the Alagoas. Okay. Let's look at the pole. So rounded pole, white paint at the bottom, holes in it. Rounded at the top as well, lamppost sticking out kind of towards the left. Okay. We have Vietnamese language, so would I get Vietnam without seeing that? Not just for the poles, because like I don't recognize with the horizontal bar support thing, but let me see if there's no, there's no tapered pole paint. There is, I mean, like white pole paint up like half of the pole, but that is not something I think I've learned yet. But I will go in Vietnam, and does it have the address on here? No. Yeah, I think I'm vibing more south. I don't recognize like here, but I think that does tell me the location. We'll go in Vietnam though, because we're definitely in the right country. Okay, we were in Vietnam and we were in the southern part, so I'll kind of take that. That's like a pretty good region guess. So this was a Vietnam offset mounted lamp. So this lamp, sometimes connected to utility poles, is the offset mounted lamp. It is attached to the pole with 2 metal bars and is quite far out from the pole. It is found in the south of the country. Okay. Offset mounted lamp, because it's like the pole and it's like, and then it's the lamp. So pole, lamp, south. Pole, lamp, south. Okay, so I'm like trying to like memorize it. Okay, we're definitely in Vietnam again because I already saw the language, but this is a weird like, I don't know what this is at the top of the pole. Like there's a lot of like small metal bars around it. It's almost kind of like it's got like a sweater or something on the pole. We do have a little bit of like a trapezoidal shape at the top of the pole with like the bar and like 3 insulators at the top. Okay. And yeah, just confirming it's Vietnam from like the language because that is what I saw at the beginning and the a million flags that we see all around. And then we have these like red bollards on the side of the road, of course. So can I get a good region guess from the sign? Does it say... It ends in on, but I don't see specifically like a region or city or something I recognize. So vibes-wise, what do I think? Oh, this lamppost is interesting too. It kind of looks like a, you know, like a long T, I guess. Like kind of, you know, like a T and it's like T, like, you know, the one side of the T. So let's go near... I feel like we're further central north is my guess. I'll go near Dien Chau. Okay. Honestly, I'll take that. Like, that was a pretty good vibe guess. Like, if we look at the map, like, it's definitely, like, a thing that's, like, more common in the south of Vietnam, but for some reason I vibed all the way up here. But this was the Vietnam extended race pole, so extended top is where the top of the pole is extended with something like a metal frame. It is mainly found south, but can rarely be seen everywhere. I mean, this is one of those rare occasions where it's everywhere, and I feel like gotta combine those like metas with vibes because sometimes and always there's exceptions, although, you know, most common in the south. But yeah, it definitely can appear up here as we just saw, and we got it right, or we got like a right-ish region. Okay, green pole round with green paint at the bottom makes me think Tasmania ever. Okay, so it's definitely like Australia from the pole. It's the green wooden pole. Is it Australia? No, I think it's Australia. For a split second, I thought ZA, but I'm like pretty sure. Okay, green pole with like the sign like that. Yellow like bands on the pole. I don't see like the Melbourne blue sticker, so I don't think it's Melbourne, but I do think we're probably somewhere in NSW. Is it Tas ever? No, because I think I'd see like the olive green like possum garter, and I don't see that. So let's just go near. Well, I don't know. I don't see any yellow plates, which I think I would see more of. I'll just go near Sydney and we'll see where we are. Okay, we were in Western Australia. This was a Australia marking bands meta, so poles in Western Australia often have green painted bases and sometimes a white sticker or a red and white band attached. Okay, and Western Australia is of course this region over here. Okay, 18K, not bad. I think like the last round, if I got the right side of Australia, would have been a lot better. I'm gonna play this map one more time and then we'll call it a day for learning pole metas, but I feel like I've learned a lot of metas today and hopefully a lot of these stick because definitely one of my weaker areas of like meta knowledge in Geoguessr. Okay, round concrete pole. Anything hanging off the top, I know. There's like 5 like bars on either side and there's like little coils on each of the bars. I don't know if I would be able to guess the country just from the pole or the lamp. If it was Nobu Pandum and I didn't see this pole and I only saw this pole, I don't know if I'd get Greece, like if I couldn't see like the language, of course, because that gives away that it's Greece. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking Greece here because of this like harp pole, which I will go over here in Larissa. Okay, this was the 5 vertical insulators pole. So many poles in Greece will have 5 vertical insulators. They can either be attached to the pole or the metal frames from the previous tip, which again, I don't know what the previous tip is. Okay, we've got our little like less than sign pole top and we've got a wooden pole. I think we're in South Africa, right? Is it, yeah, left side driving. Okay, that checks out. Little stubby antenna, blue back of the car, yellow outer lines. I think it is giving South Africa a particular region I don't know. I'll go near Klerksdorp. Okay, Not the worst region guess in the world, I'll take it. This was a South Africa 2 diagonal bars pole meta. So poles with 2 diagonal bars forming a shape can be found mostly in the northeastern provinces, mostly common in Limpopo and Northwest. Okay. Just look at the pole. I think it's Senegal just from the pole. Like, I think I might be able to tell it just from that because it's like the ladder style pole, but then it's got this unique kind of like shape at the top, which is like kind of like a diamond with like little bars like hanging off. Can I confirm that it's Senegal? We are driving on the right, so I think we're good. And vegetation wise, like, yeah, the reddish dirt and everything. So I think just from the pole, I could maybe recognize this as Senegal. We're just gonna go near Tuba. Okay, well, I'll take it because it was the right country, but that was a horrible region guess. We were closer to Kédougou, which is all the way down here. But Senegal pole. So being a former French colony, Senegal uses French infrastructure like poles. Okay. So kind of just like a whole country meta, not like a specific region of Senegal meta. White paint at the bottom of the poles tells me Romania, I think. And does the vegetation and architecture check out for Romania? I do believe it does. So I think I just want to quick send Romania here, right? Perfect, okay. It was a Romania holy pole. I think like the Romania one is probably easier for me to tell or like distinguish between like Hungary and Poland poles. But we got the right country, so we'll take that 4.5. Okay, last but not least, we're just trying to look at the pole tops. I guess this is the one I want us to look at. So we have one horizontal bar with like 3 coils, 2 on one side, 1 on the other, black coils, long, thin pole. We have stickers with numbers on them. This one has like 5 or 6 numbers, and this one has 3 numbers. We have black and white stripes on their signs, which tells me probably Malaysia. And we have a lot of oil palms, so it does check out the left side driving the oil palms and the pole together. Now, do I know if this is mainland Malaysia or if this is like Sabah or Sarawak? I think... Okay. Do I think it's Sabah or Sarawak? I don't know. There's like a ton of oil palms. Like I'm tempted to go mainland Malaysia, but like there's no black sticker either, so now I don't want to go mainland Malaysia. But I definitely think it is Malaysia. So maybe I'll go in Sabah, I guess. We'll see. And I'll go near Kota Kinabalu. Okay, it was a Sarawak pole. So womp womp, got the wrong region, but the right country. This was a Malaysia Sarawak pole. Electricity poles on the Borneo side typically have a 2-to-1 insulator configuration, which I did see the 2 and the 1, and then a long diagonal wooden support. I don't know if this pole top had the long diagonal wooden support, although it's possible. I'll look at the location shortly, but let me finish reading this first. They're exclusive to the Sarawak region of the island. Indonesian poles can look similar, but they are usually not made of wood and use smaller or no diagonal supports. Okay, let's take a look at the results. Ooh, okay, I think 21,000 is the best score I've gotten on this map so far, so definitely like improving or getting ones that at least I recognize a lot, which is always good. Let's take a quick look at this 5th round before I call it for today. Yeah, I want to say like it either doesn't have a one-sided support or it's this like really small like line right here, which it entirely could be, but honestly that is like a very like hard angle to see. So can I move down the road and like get a clearer angle of what this looks like? Yeah, I still don't really see the one-sided like, you know, arm support, so maybe this is just like a anomaly or something for this like Sarawak pole. But we got Malaysia from like the stripes on under the sign and then the oil palms on the left side driving. So we still got right country there. So I'll take that. And that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video of me learning pole metas and Geoguessr for 1 hour. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down below. Also have the maps linked in the description if you want to try them out yourself. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to French Vanilla and have a great day.